Today we are doing 3 top recipes from the And Life app for gut healing. And why is that important? Because aside from wanting to feel lean and feel energized and at your best, your gut really affects your overall health and well-being, just pretty much in every way. And one of the ways I really want to talk about it is with your brain, with stress management, with anxiety. When your gut is out of balance, so is your brain. You are not able to think as clearly or as sharply. You are not able to be in as good of a mood. You are not able to activate your positive brain centers in quite the same way as you would be if your gut was in balance and you were feeling great. So also, when we eat foods that we know are doing something beneficial for us, that releases dopamine. There's a sense of achievement. We get dopamine from accomplishment. So 2 things. 1, just by making these very simple things for yourself during the day, that is a release of dopamine, because you know you are performing this task which activates your positive brain centers and that you know is good for you. That is going to be achievement, and that will release dopamine in your brain, one of your happy hormones that will improve your mood. But also, when you eat these foods, there's a sense of accomplishment and achievement. You know you're eating something that's great for you, that is helping you on a multitude of levels. And so that will really help you if you're somebody who suffers with anxiety or depression, or you're just having a tough day. So the task process of making these things, activating those positive brain centers through that will help, and also the foods in and of themselves. Okay, so are we ready? All right, here we go. So our first recipe is one of my famous chia seed pudding recipes. And on the And Life app, I promise you, these are truly this is the game-changing recipe of, did I make this up last year? Maybe 2020? There has been no recipe more popular, and there's a ton of variations of this, but this is the one that you can eat for breakfast, you could eat more of it for lunch, you could eat it for a snack, you could eat for whatever. This could be a dessert. There are 1,000 varieties. I have some on there, but I encourage you to be creative, and it's a real no-brainer to make. And just so we understand, chia seeds and flax seeds, which are the base of this, are just superfoods. They are high in omega-3s, which are hard to get. I mean, how much salmon or mackerel could you eat? But the omega-3 fatty acids are really a key to health, and they pretty much help with every possible function you could want help with. So I can't say enough about chia seeds and flax seeds. And so in chia seed pudding, what we're going to do is the ratio is always 2 to 1. So it's 2 tablespoons of chia seeds to 1 tablespoon of flax seeds. And then if you wanted to make this have some oats in it because you like them, you can add a tablespoon of oats. And there's that. But what's great is, look how long I've been making this. You can eyeball it, all right? This is the beauty of the way I cook, and the way I encourage people to cook is, don't be fastidious about it. Just enjoy the process. And with something like a chia seed pudding, whatever you have around that makes you happy can really go into it. So this is the base of any chia seed pudding, and then we have at it from there. And today we're going to go tropical, because the star of this one is going to be fresh pineapple. So I'm going to add in my little base here to prep this, I'm just going to add coconut flakes and unsweetened, unsulfured, coconut flakes. And I add a few of those because I love coconut, but also they're incredibly chewy. So you get, if you are in a chewy time, sometimes we're in times where we're just munchy for a few days or something like that, or you have a lot of stress, and our jaw chewing relaxes us, so there's your vagus nerve runs through your jaw as well as through, to your lungs, to your gut. And that is one of the ways we soothe ourselves. So if you're in a phase like that, adding some coconut, and I use the flakes, they're they're bigger and they're chewy. It makes the food go further without you really just going like this, and eating tons of calories and bloating yourself out with something that's not as good of a choice. And I'm also gonna add macadamia nuts. These aren't the most nutritious nut choice you can choose, but we are always looking to get extra fat in our foods, beneficial fats, and macadamia nuts are delicious and fun. And, you know, like, I don't know, they used to be advertised all the time, and then now we don't think about them so much again. So macadamia nuts, let's throw those in there. They're kind of cool and fun. So a few in here, and they have a great bite to them. I don't know when the last time you had a macadamia nut is, but a fantastic bite. And this is one of the ways I really love to get nuts into meals is, well, rather than having just nuts as a snack, which are really easy to overeat, add nuts to a recipe because you're going to get the benefit of them, the beneficial fats in them, but without having to really worry about too much energy from that snack. Okay, so here's the base of this. All we add is maple syrup. That's our natural sweetener, and it's about a tablespoon, maybe less, depending on your sweet tooth, and we're always trying to work that down with these natural foods. You will you have things that are lower in sugars, and that will really help you, if you have a sweet tooth, you know, dial that down a bit naturally without you even noticing. That's our base. And then we're going to use oat milk. We're talking gut healing here, so we're going to avoid dairy foods, except for, you're going to see I have some Greek yogurt here, but we're going to avoid just straight milk or something like that because it's inflammatory. It can be inflammatory, and so we're going to go with oat milk. I like oat or hemp milk because they have protein in them, and other milks, almond milk, coconut milk, those kind of milks, those are great if that's your milk of choice, your plant-based milk of choice, but they don't have protein. So I like to get a little more out of absolutely everything I do, whether it's a workout, whatever. I'm all about maximizing whatever effort we're putting in. I want to get the most out, and so for me, oat milk is a better choice. And it's also full of electrolytes, just like dairy milk is. So believe it or not, and people who are anti-dairy, don't go screaming at me, but dairy, regular milk, is one of the most easily absorbed protein sources in the plant or animal kingdom, and it's full of electrolytes, so it actually makes a great post-workout, like a little glass of milk, a great post-workout drink if you're somebody who can drink that. But if not, I suggest oat milk, and I'll make like an oat milk matcha latte or oat milk maybe turmeric latte or something like that, and that can be a great post-workout. So this is a great post-workout snack too because we're getting a ton of electrolytes in this. Okay, so what you're gonna do is give this a shake, and then 30 minutes or so in the refrigerator or an hour into it, you want to give it one more shake because to let the chia seeds properly bloom. And then what we'll do when you serve it, I don't put fresh fruit in this to start, I just add it when I serve it. Now if you're making these to take the office, you totally can, but I prefer it. Look, go into your deli section, and it's worth it to just buy yourself pre-cut pineapple, not the canned. Okay, canned pineapple has fruit syrup in it. Fruit syrup is concentrated fructose. Our body is incredibly bad at digesting fructose, and I write about this in my book, The Way In, if you want to know more about it. I won't belabor that point today, but we really do want to eat fruit in its natural state, and we want to eat it in small quantities at a time. I say never more than cup at a time until we really understand whether or not it affects you poorly. But pineapple is awesome because it has bromelain in it, and bromelain is a powerful substance that helps you break down food, and it will take the larger food molecules and break them down into smaller peptides. So that's really, really good. And it also helps your body not secrete substances that can damage the gut lining. They're called cytokines. So it's pineapple's just really fabulous. So if you love pineapple, guess what? You know, feel free, but it's always better to have it with with other foods, like in a recipe. So I'm having this with chia seeds, with oat milk, with flax seeds, things that are full of beneficial fats and proteins, so that there will be no insulin spike from this. There will be no detrimental effects whatsoever, just the benefits of this delicious fruit. So like I said, if you're preparing a bunch of these, now I make 6 of these at once for my week, right? So I have them for breakfast or a snack. This is a one-hand portion if you're somebody that follows my no calorie counting portioning method. And so we can just throw that fresh pineapple right on top, and there you go. Now you can also just wait and leave that, because you know you're going to have to stir this a bit. So however you want to do it, that pineapple will either get stirred in and incorporated or stay on top if you add it later. There you go. That's recipe number 1. So this is tropical chia seed pudding. I added fresh pineapple on top, which is not in the app, but again, you know, the app recipes, you know, feel free to think of them as something to riff off of. There's a ton, but this is your gut healing version right there. Okay, our next recipe is going to be fast Asian slaw. This is, honest to goodness, one of the best go-to lunch or dinner recipes I have, and it takes 2 seconds. I'm gonna do the super cheap version of this. For gut healing, garlic is one of the best foods you can incorporate into your life, okay? And I think everybody kind of understands that, but I want to explain what it is. It's a prebiotic. So everybody talks about probiotics. What are probiotics? Probiotics are healthy bacteria in your gut, and we want more probiotics, but also they're alive. What do they need to do? They need to eat. And so that's where prebiotics come in. Prebiotics feed that healthy gut bacteria so it can multiply and keep working its magic and usher out bad substances and help keep you detoxified and, you know, functioning at your absolute best. So garlic is a prebiotic. It's also high in vitamin B6. It's high in vitamin C. It's selenium, which is hard to get, right? And all sorts of really beneficial compounds. And when garlic is crushed, it gives off something called alanine, and that is a substance that is super, super disease fighting. So we're gonna take one little head of garlic here. And here's the thing, if you are just making this for yourself, oh, this is being really difficult today. It's only difficult because I'm on a live video, right? If I'm just making this at home at night, that's not happening. Wow, this is like the freshest garlic ever. I have never lost a battle with garlic. It's not gonna be today. There we go. That was fun. Here's my thank you for coming bowl for cooking. I find with cooking, I learned this from Ann Burrell on the Food Network, like, I don't know, 10 years ago, longer. And it's been one of the game changers in the kitchen for me. You know, I'm all about time. So it's really helpful to just keep a bowl for any of your like kind of kitchen garbage stuff as you're cooking, and then you're only making one trip to the trash can at the end. You'd be amazed at how much time you save. All right, this will get powerful, so you decide. Are you going for one of these giant garlic cloves and losing friends somewhere in the middle? Or if you're like me, I'm sensitive to garlic. I can't have too much. I want the benefits, but I don't know, when I was pregnant with my son and then after, that's when it happened. In the end, I'm like somebody who's very sensitive to garlic. So, you know, kind of know yourself, test that, and then decide. We're gonna chop this, so this tiny little thing here. Perfect. Okay, that little bit will do a lot. It will also do a lot for us. I'm making you a personal snack portion of this, and that's where we're gonna go. And it's really important to portion out your food. Anybody that follows me knows that basically the way I get people started in my Shape Up program, there's an online course for this, is literally just changing the timing in which you eat your food and the portions you eat. This is a snack, this is a meal. And by doing that, within 3 days, everybody, I've been doing this 13 years, 3 days, everybody's energy goes through the roof and everybody feels leaner immediately without changing a single food. So I encourage you to get that course and try it if you want. It's amazing. But it's all about food portioning. So especially when you're making something for yourself, like Asian slaw or a dip or something, you want to make sure you're watching your food portions. Okay, so here's our dressing we're going to make for this Asian slaw, and it's super easy. You're going to take some avocado oil. So we don't really use grapeseed oil so much anymore. That was what I originally used, and I actually have to change it in the app. Avocado, and there's a variety of reasons I won't get into. Avocado oil is going to be your better choice, and this is a great oil to keep around because you're getting all the benefits of avocado plus a high smoke point. So olive oil you can only use up to a temperature of 400 degrees. We can't go beyond that, but avocado oil can. So anything you're roasting in the oven at a higher temperature, you might want to consider using this, getting the benefits. So we're going to do a little base of that. I'm doing this backwards. Sometimes I add the oil at the end, and whisk it in, but because of what I'm doing today, I'm just going to go this way. Rice vinegar, so it's 2 to 1. I do 2 vinegars to 1 oil. I kind of eyeball it because that's how I prefer it flavor-wise. Otherwise, it's really 1 to 1. You decide. We're going to do sesame oil. This is not particularly nutritious. I just want you to know, but it's part of the flavor. Just a dash because you're making this for yourself, right? Okay. A lemon. So you're going to take a lot of lemon juice in this, and what we're going to do is just pull that little pip out. And if you have a little, mine is in the dishwasher, so I'm just going to squeeze this and be super lazy. I do this all the time. This is how I cook for myself. And here's the thing. So you will get a huge mental benefit out of just making this little meal for yourself if you just become mindful about it. There are so many physical sensations. The smell of this lemon, the task of peeling that skin off the garlic. If you become present to just those things, don't let your mind wander. You will teach yourself presence. You will calm your central nervous system right then and there. You will tell the amygdala in your brain, stop sending out adrenaline and cortisol. I don't need your help. I don't need to be protected. If you do this as a habit, be mindful when you cook and just use that few seconds, you will actually train yourself to be present in a way that translates through your whole life. You will find yourself calmer at everything. So that's another added benefit of making this. So here we go. I'm going to now take this garlic and put this in here. We are almost done. This is it. This is all that goes into this Asian slaw recipe. And then we're going to make the slaw. So I'm going to take a head of cabbage. I use this as one of my staple foods that I eat all the time. And I have a rotisserie chicken in the fridge, and I'm going to make this Asian slaw with rotisserie chicken, and that's how it's going to be today, and that's going to be my lunch. So all I'm going to do is kind of try to slice this as thinly as I can, and then when I get to this end where it seems to be tough, just turn that onto its side and then slice that thinly from there. And for me, I don't like to fight with long pieces. If you were serving it, that's kind of how you want it to look, almost like, ribbons, right? But I don't really even have the time. I don't want to fight with my food, so I actually will dice this up into small bite-sized pieces, and there you go. Now, if you happen to have it for color, you can go with a red cabbage as well, a purple cabbage it's also called, and this is great. Getting foods that are purple or blue in your diet every day is fantastic. Blueberries and purple cabbage are what I rely on, one or the other every day. You're getting anthocyanins in that, and they are just super phytochemicals that really help you. They're antioxidants. They really help you on a cellular level, and also if you're concerned about your skin or something, if you're somebody who's taking collagen for your skin because you think it's going to help with your wrinkles, no, collagen will do other things, but it's actually, the vitamin C and vitamin E and vitamins in your food that help you build collagen. So this is something I do to take care of my body and help in healing and helping fight free radical damage just from environmental toxins and stress, but also it makes my skin look great. It really does help. So it's not just the products you put on top of your skin, it's the things we put into our body each day. Okay, Asian slaw is done. So I was talking to you, but if you saw, I chopped garlic and then I went avocado oil, rice vinegar, sesame oil, and a squeeze of a lemon, and here I just chop this stuff. So this takes 3 minutes if you're not chatting with people the way I am. Okay, so I would chop up some rotisserie chicken right now, but for this purpose, I'm just gonna toss this in. And if you're vegetarian, you don't want anything with this, that's fine. We have that avocado oil, and we're getting a tremendous nutritional benefit out of this. And so this is gonna be about 2 cups of this, which is like 2 servings. So I've made enough for really actually 2 people here. And then we're gonna give this just a little stir. And because this is why I didn't bother with the oil, because I knew I'm just pouring it on for myself and I want to show you the lazy way. And then we're just going to pour that on. You can give it a little taste beforehand. Sometimes I give it a little, is that really how I want it? Yeah, it is. And I'm going to dress that, and then this is ready to go. And if you want, oh, you know what I forgot here? This is a super lazy lunch way. But the even better way is if you chop some scallions onto here. If you have them, definitely use them. They add so much and will really, really help make this an even more special lunch, because onions are super prebiotic as well as the garlic. And here's the thing. If you don't feel like chopping garlic, it's the middle of the day, and you really wanted to zhuzh, I'm done with my lunch, you can absolutely use garlic powder. You will still get a benefit out of it. So don't be afraid of that. I use this in my lunches all the time. I make things the proper way for other people, but for me, sometimes, you know, I'm busy. You're busy. So this is the way I go, but you are still getting a benefit out of it, okay? So some scallions on top and some rotisserie chicken is what I would do, but even if you don't, you've gotten really beneficial fats out of this, so you're gonna be okay. We always want either a beneficial fat or a protein or both in a meal to help your body digest it as best as possible and to help fuel you energetically as best as possible. This is really a fantastic meal. Okay, so that's Fast Asian Slaw on the And Life app. And here's the last recipe for today. That can be a snack or a lunch, depending on how much you have. If you're a light eater, it's more of a snack for me. I need more than this, but I've worked with a lot of people over the years, and it's amazing how you kind of know your body and how you're best. And sometimes for some people, this really is enough. So to make this, we're gonna take Greek yogurt. So now I told you I was avoiding dairy with these gut balancing foods in general. Dairy is inflammatory. We want to limit that. But an exception is yogurt. Yogurt is food that is highly beneficial to your gut health. Any fermented foods like vinegars are really helpful, and dairy is a fermented food that will help you. So, yogurt is. So, go ahead and add that if you would like, and feel good about it. Just make sure to get full fat, especially with Greek yogurt. They tend to come without fat, and you want to get a full fat version because that will help keep you full. Fat helps you be lean. It seems antithetical, but really well chosen beneficial fats help you lean out way faster than if you are trying to eliminate them from your diet, and you live a better life. And don't forget, they feed your brain, they help your joints. Fats are so essential. There's so much good in them. So, okay, so we are gonna just now take, this is, again, portioning. So have a ramekin, have something like that. We're gonna make this tangy Greek yogurt dip. I'm gonna take, if I was measuring this out, if I'm thinking about this as a snack, I'm gonna have a 1/2 cup to 3/4 of a cup of this, and I'm gonna call that a 1-hand portion of food in my world, right? And what I'm gonna pair this with is asparagus. And I go ahead and I buy from my grocery store, the grocery section, same place like where I get this cut up fruit, because this is gonna be my snack for the week, and I want it to be fast and easy. I buy it's already portioned like this for a party and cut and ready to go. So this isn't taking me any time. However, how long does it take to cut asparagus? I mean, nothing. And then you can leave the bottom of it. I'm using asparagus tips, and then you can leave the bottom of it to throw into a recipe, maybe a soup, maybe you're making a pasta you know, a bolognese and you throw it on top, or a primavera or something. I mean, just keep it around and throw it in another recipe. But all this is a base of this. We're going to take this garlic that we already chopped up, or that we got out of the garlic head. And again, this big one is going to be too much for me. I'm actually going to cut this in half, which I've never done in my life, and leave that over there like that, and I'll wrap it up. But just a little bit goes such a long way when it's raw garlic. It's really powerful, so just keep that in mind. But that raw garlic will really help feed the good bacteria in your gut. Remember, what is that called? It's a prebiotic. That's our word for the day, right? So we're going to put that right on top of there. We're going to go mint. Fresh mint. Mint is so helpful for your digestive system, right? You know this. Plus, it's just fresh, it's vibrant. Okay, so here's the brain training in here. Just this moment, oh my God, the fresh herbs and just smelling that mint. How amazing is that? And I am activating all my positive brain centers when I do this. You can't be worried about stuff when you're busy experiencing, you know, things. I'm feeling what it feels like. Wow, mint is kind of scratchy. But wow, it cuts really nicely and easily. And oh my gosh, oh, that smells so good. I'm gonna throw that on there. Awesome, nice and easy. Here we go. And how difficult is this? It's just not. I want to make sure I'm not forgetting an ingredient for you in this, because I don't think there's anything other that I did. Just the lemon juice. Yep, that's it. Okay. So all we're going to do is take our lemon again, and then this is up to you. And I do encourage you to like have a little and then taste it, have a little and taste it. So the lemon juice is really beneficial in this recipe, because just a half a lemon, the juice of half a lemon has, like, depending on how many calories you actually eat in a day, 30 to 40% of all the calories you need. So, and I just pull out the couple seeds I see. This is for me, you know, this is how I'm encouraging you to cook during the day for yourself. Don't be so precious about it. It's not for anybody else, it's just for you. If there's a little lemon pit in it, go ahead and just take that out, a little seed. No big deal, right? But by giving yourself permission to be sort of a lazy cook, is what I call myself, you're more likely to cook. So this is no big deal, right? And this is going to be absolutely awesome. Okay, why asparagus? Asparagus is an amazing prebiotic. The inulin in it, it's high in inulin, so are apples. This feeds the good bacteria in your gut, and it's also full of B vitamins, which help you release energy from your food and get energy. So how great is this? Oh my God, that is so good. It's like so fresh, it's creamy, but it's bright. It's really bright because of the lemon and the mint. Garlic gives it some depth. This is super crunchy. This is why we're eating the tips. I mean, oh my gosh, that is so good. So there you have it. Look up Tangy Greek yogurt dip on the And Life app. You'll see a larger recipe. I made all these just kind of for one, for you to see what you can do in the middle of the day to help yourself out. And by strategizing really healthful foods like this and the time to make them, I want to be clear, we were talking, but not one of these things takes more than 5 minutes to make, maybe 3. And that is the kind of time you want to kind of give your brain a break. So think of it that way. It's a stress management strategy on top of a nutrition strategy and a gut healing strategy, and you'll be more likely to do it. Okay, so if you have any questions, leave them in the comments and I'll get back to them. Otherwise, this will end up getting saved on my YouTube channel. Be sure to subscribe there. And on YouTube, we do give you a daily playlist of something inspirational, some sort of quick recipe idea like this that's going to have some amazing benefit to it that I'll let you know about. And then also a quick workout, something to get you moving every day that really isn't going to impose much on your schedule. When it comes to well-being, it's always about consistency, and we always have to be taking care of the mind and body together so that, we are at our best always and in all ways, right? All right, thank you so much for joining me. I'm gonna go throw some salt and pepper on this. Himalayan sea salt is what I use. A little pepper on top. I will go add those scallions in my chicken, and I'm gonna go have my lunch really soon. So, all right, I'll see you all soon.